Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watch You Want, and thanks for logging on. Today we're looking at the Breitling Superocean Steelfish GMT Wempe 100th Anniversary Limited Edition. You can see this 42mm stainless steel Wempe Limited Edition Breitling Superocean on our website, watchyouwant.com. Purchase it there if you like, and if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. Now you can see on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference. The first thing that stands out to you is how reasonably sized and compact this watch is. It's not small, being 42mm across the round of the case without the crown guards, as well as a generous 49mm from extremity of lug to opposite extremity. Likewise, it is 15.5mm thick, but what it's not is overpoweringly huge. It's so different from your typical 44, 45, even 48 and 49mm modern Breitlings that it's almost a watch you have to cast in a completely different light. Not as an alternative to other Breitlings, but as a serious competitor to modern Omega Seamaster Planet Oceans and the Rolex 6-digit 116610 Submariner. In fact, it might even have the credentials to punch above its weight and go after the Sea Dweller. But first I want to talk about the weight and the feel. It's superb. It has heft, it has substance with a solid steel caseback and a very burly case profile. The watch really has an impressive feel on the wrist. Eyes closed, this could be precious metal. It's that solid. Now you can see the Diving Pro 1 strap. This is the original Hershey text, and you can see the accentuated apertures, the perforations for the strap, making for easy adjustability. There's a beautiful graining inside the leather, or excuse me, the rubber, that gives it a nice directional thrust up and through the case, out the other side, completing the Breitling text. Moreover, you can see on the bottom, it is nicely channeled, the rubber having striations that run diagonally to draw moisture and sweat, heat, and grit away from the wrist during periods of activity. And of course, in the name of easy adjustability, you've got a pin buckle beautifully finished. Now, the Diving Pro 1 is a very flexible strap. Between the scoring on the back and the evacuated portions on the top, it's very thin at its center, so it curves easily around a small wrist, and this counts double when it is hot, when you do have sand under your wrist. If you're wearing this in the water at the beach, it's a very comfortable watch in its element. Now, speaking of its element, this watch is versatile enough that its element can be almost anywhere. With a beautifully brushed sunray style bezel, it's a bit muted. It's not all high polished. The flanks, very much so, but from the front, the watch tones it down just enough that you could wear this with formal attire. Features an almost anthracite concentric circular guilloche dial. Now I say almost anthracite because as you move this watch through the light, you can see the light dances across its surface as I move it, even in the light box. It does shift from almost jet black to a sort of dark gray, and a very much an anthracite color, almost silver gray, and that's entirely due to the circular concentric guilloche pattern that adds texture and life to the dial. Now it features an evocative, semi-vintage railroad style minute track, and then outboard of that a 24-hour Rehaut style chapter ring calibrated to the 24-hour GMT hand, which you can see about 3 o'clock, 3 a.m. for clarity here. Now the structure of the case is such that it is classical modern Breitling, built up in massive fashion. You can see that the bezel is held on by peripheral bezel screws, so this isn't the kind of diving bezel that you can easily pop off just by knocking it against a drywall or a doorknob. It's very tough, and it features Breitling's signature rider tabs, a modern feature that makes it easier to get purchase on the bezel and turn it when your hands are sweaty, when they're wet, when they're gloved. Likewise, the watch features the inset engraved calibrations that can't be scratched off or scuffed off as can anodized hashes and Arabic numerals on a diving bezel. Now within, you see simplicity itself. Dot indices and tri-Arabics, 12, 6, and 9. They're beautifully applied and polished. They're also wonderfully loomed. And the watch does have a few wrinkles that set it apart from the run-of-the-mill Superocean Steelfish. You can see that the watch features the GMT hand, so the second time zone, it does set independently. So if we are to demonstrate the quick set functions of the watch, you can see how the GMT hand does move in 24-hour cycles and can be set separately from the local time at center. Now what it also features, and this is not universal to all GMT dual times, is a true, let me get that back in focus, a true quick set date, such that you can easily cycle the date wheel. Now a lot of GMT watches do force you to wildly wheel one of the 2 hour hands, usually the local hours, to set the date. Not here, you can quick set it. This is based on a Breitling caliber 32. It has its roots in the ETA 28932 dual time automatic winding ultra thin caliber. Now you can see that the watch also features wonderful degrees of distinction, subtle co-branding, Wempe, blazing at 6 o'clock. Likewise, a limited edition individual numbering, let's get this back in focus, on the case back, such that you can see this is a series of 100 and extremely exclusive. Beautiful, discreet, modest in size to the point that you could wear this with a straight face, with a suit. This is a wonderfully versatile reference, and to top it all off, COSC rated Swiss chronometer thanks to the caliber 32's refinements in that respect, and a 1,000 meter diver with an integral helium release valve. This is a watch with a lot of content and a lot of character. You can see it, and you can purchase it on our website, watchyouwant.com.